All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. We have a lot to get into. The Jets are 7-4. I know Lou and Tyler are just dying to talk about that. The U.S. played a heck of a game against England, and there was some college football over the weekend. Tyler and Lou might want to talk about that. I don't remember much about what happened, but we did get a complaint that there's too much Ohio State, Penn State chatter, so we've decided to skip college football talk.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Instead, we're just going to start with what's on your mind, get immediately into soccer, and then just move right past college football chatter. So we'll start with what's on your mind. Ty, I see you giggling. I see you laughing. You look focused. We'll start with you.
I am fairly focused today. I appreciate that. I got to turn down that light behind me a little bit. What's on my mind? Well, yeah, 2 o'clock. They always promo the hour before, just like get the.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
I know. I'm like, it ends at 2. No, it starts at 1. I'm like, no, that's the pregame show. It's like saying the Jets start at noon. It's like, no, they don't. They start at 1. But the game's at 2. Taking the whole team to the bar. Nice little outing. Pretty pumped about that. Yeah, squad to the bar. Billy Marks West. Going down to Miami tomorrow for a little Art Basel action. And yeah, I mean, college football, I feel great about 10 wins, and our number one lineman just came back. I think left tackle or left guard, top 10 pick, just announced he's coming back. So we're setting up for a big year next year. Drew Aller and pumped for the offseason. But at the end of the day, it comes down to 1 or 2 big games. And I don't have much to say other than we got to win them. And I'm not going to be overtly confident going into next season. My man Bruno Fernandez. Joao Felix is having a little comeback season tour, right? Lou and I have been talking about that man on this show even for probably 2-3 years now. Yeah, feeling good. I see Ryan's back in the gym, giving me some motivation and confidence to be in the gym myself. Yeah, other than that, there was a lot of sports. Thanksgiving was epic.
It was everything we wanted it to be sports-wise. It was great.
I was like napping mid-game, waking up. It was everything and more. I agree. You had footy during the day. We had at my uncle's house, the footy was on in the one room. My one uncle's a huge Cowboys fan. So he was the only person in the other room watching that. But yeah, all's good. Pumped to be here. Pumped to see you guys.
Hello.
Honestly, I think for me, I'm just mostly excited about making it through my autograph process. I was having a lot of anxiety about that. I felt like I was going to mess it up. I felt like the picture was too big. I felt like I didn't have the right pens. All that stuff. Yeah, so I'm going through this whole getting things signed situation. It's the first time I've ever done it. Ryan's laughing because he's like, it's the easiest thing ever. Looking back, it is the easiest thing ever. But in the moment, it seems like a lot of rules just because I'm not good at following rules like that. So I tend to mess things up. What?
One little mistake just makes everything a headache, and you're just like, hey, I don't want to be that guy.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
check it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like scared I was going to send the wrong size photo. I was scared I was going to, like whatever. So got through that last week. I was pumped about that. And then really I'm just enjoying watching sports. I'm enjoying the Jets being good for the first time in forever. So I'm not really stressed about too much stuff right now. I'm just worried about getting to Sunday, getting a win, moving on.
Yeah. Only thing on my mind is Saturday. Was in the stadium, was on the field prior to the game. I told you guys before, I felt pretty confident.
You were very confident.
Yeah, I was very confident, right? Like,
yeah.
We have 2 top 25 wins, 1 top 10 win. We beat every single team that we've played by double digits. Only team in the country to do that. Number 2 scoring offense. Felt pretty good. And then it just came down to coaching.
It's stats you're talking about there.
Yeah, it just came. Yeah, but again, Ohio State gave up 5 plays for 364 yards. Michigan averaged 3.1 or 2.9 yards per play on the other 55 plays. It just came down to broken plays. Like, I watched the game. Like, I was at the game. Like, the line in the sand, right? Like, not scoring before half sucked. but right at the right in the third quarter, I think there was like 7 minutes left. We get the ball. Michigan punts from like their own end zone. We get the ball 1st and 10 on Michigan's 48-yard line. The first play we run is like I think it's like a 24-yard pass, first down. Then there's a penalty, right? It's like holding. G. Scott, like the second or third string tight end, headbutts a dude on the sideline. So we go from 1st and 10 on Michigan's like 25, 28-yard line, right? To 1st and 10. Nope. First and 20. And then 15 yards. So it's 1st and 35. First play on 1st and 35, we run a draw. Right? Well, then
you have a loser coach. That's the problem here. What everything you're about to say is everything comes back to you have a loser coach who has undisciplined players, who recruits kids who don't know how to play Big Ten football, don't know how to play in the cold, and they got their ass beat.
Yeah.
I just think it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, this was what I texted Lou, though. Like, and we're not going to get into all this stuff, but when only one thing matters, I mean, y'all are 11-1 and devastated. You know how much miserable that must feel? Like, and that's why I think you have to be about your conference as well, because you guys had a great season. You guys won 11 games. You might back into the playoff. Y'all lost 1 game at home to an incredibly good football team. Yet that's failure. That's a really delicate place to be as a program.
Sure.
Like, that's really hard because when that is all you play for, you set yourself up to get punched in the mouth and not be like, yo, we're pumped about where we're at. We're pumped about certain wins throughout the season. Minnesota, Iowa, Purdue, Penn State. Now, I don't know if you played all 4 of those, but like, I think that's when it comes to college football at times. It's hard to be that good for so long, stay at that level, and not take your wins of like, yo, we're having successful years. That was my read on that. You want Purdue to be a really good team that's playing against Michigan. Like, you want the conference to be doing well because then that boasts up your other W's.
Yeah, I'm not. To be very clear, I'm not anti Big Ten. Like, outside of Michigan, like I will never, ever, ever root for Michigan. I want again. This isn't like after a loss. Like, you guys have known me for years. I want them to close the program. Like it's a rivalry. I hate the University of Michigan, right? And that's what makes it fun. But like. I don't like when Penn State and Auburn play. I'm not rooting for Auburn. Like, I want Penn State to win the game. Like, I'm not like, hey, but like, I think the difference between the Big Ten and the SEC is like the SEC is like, hey, I like Vanderbilt, but we got Alabama. So what's up? Like, that's different. Like, if Ohio State's ass, I'm not like, you know what? We got Michigan though. Like that to me is not the same. Those are not the same thing. If Kentucky's trash, you don't get to say, hey, I like the SEC. It's you like Kentucky. You just happen to play in a tough conference. I get it. Like, so like, I don't want the Big Ten to be bad. But I think, Ty, your point is well taken. Like, do I feel like we might get in. If USC loses, Ohio State's getting in. USC wins, Ohio State won't get in. Like, that's who it's going to come down to. So, yeah, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, and that's, by the way, beep that.
I wanted UCLA badly to beat USC.
Ohio State deserves no part of the playoff. Like,
I want them in.
They had 5 bad plays. They had 1 bad half against the
you lost by 20 at home in the biggest game of the year. You don't deserve to be in the playoff. Period. There's no.
Lou,
you could have any rationalization you want. You had broken plays. You had broken plays because the defense is bad. Like,
it was 3 points in the 4th quarter.
You lost by 20.
Hold on. When I said we had the lead against y'all in the 4th quarter, that was an irrelevant point. The team gave up because they realized that their hopes and prayers were over with, which is a dangerous place to be. It's a dangerous place to be.
160 and 2 touchdowns on 2 plays.
They realized that their whole playoff dreams were over, and CJ Stroud might have not.
But they're not because they're Ohio State, and it doesn't matter. It's ridiculous.
I think we keep moving forward on these topic of conversation.
So Lou, real quick.
I agree.
If USC loses, who would you put in?
Probably Ohio State based on where they're ranked, but like I don't think they should be in.
Well, they got to put somebody in. Who's more deserving?
I don't know. I have to look at the thing.
Okay, fair. But we did get complaints, so we'll move on. Shout out to.
I would put Bama in before I put Ohio State in.
That's ridiculous. They have. I mean, that doesn't make any rational sense. They don't have a better win, and they have 2 losses.
I agree.
They can beat Georgia. Ohio State can't.
I hope we get the shot. That's all I'll say. I will take a healthier team. Either way,
We'll
we
see.
got complaints. But I
Did we get what's on Lou's mind yet?
Yes.
It was the Jeremy Pena autograph signing.
So stressful.
I will say, I got an email today. I was clearing out my inbox. I had to book a flight and got an email from like Photobucket. It said like, do you value your pictures? Right. I haven't been on Photobucket since 2014. Photobucket is what led me to Instagram.
Oh,
right?
yeah, you were saying this.
They started to charge money, so I'm like, nah, I'm out. I'm getting to Instagram. It's a free place to post cards. So I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I still have any pictures. Paid to $5.99 for like a month. It brings up all my pictures. And I'm scrolling through there, and there's like a folder. It says Le'Veon Bell PC. Le'Veon Bell and Giovanni Bernard were like my PCs back in 13.
Yo, Le'Veon Bell was that dude.
I'm scrolling through this thing, check some of this stuff out. Like, I got you got all these subfolders like basketball, eBay listings, football, for trade April, Le'Veon Bell PC, quick sales, what's left in July 2013 for Card Collector 2.
We should do like an Instagram post with like the highlights of that Photobucket.
Look
I
at
would love
this.
to see that.
Did y'all know that my
Oh my
Instagram
God.
account got suspended?
Yeah, what happened, Ty?
I have no
This is
clue.
not going to be interesting for the listeners at all, but
It might be, but just know that these platforms can take what they want from you. I don't know what to do.
Wait, you don't have IG?
No, my personal account that I use all the time and I've had for many, many, many years. I just logged in and it said your account has been deactivated due to something against the terms of service. And I'm sure I'll get it back at some point, but this happens once a month.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's fairly frustrating.
Right, what's this hobby shop promo you were telling us about before we started?
Yeah, so let me pull it up. We're working on getting involved in it now. We're going to be late to the party, but it is pretty unique. I've never seen anything like it. So it's from Fanatics and Topps. Okay, so it's called the Topps MVP Buyback. It has over 345 shops currently. Like I said, we're not in it yet, working on it, but at the moment we're not in. I think there's a full list on like Topps' website, but this is just directly from. I'll just read the Slabstocks post because I think that has a good source of information for it. It says $1 base cards turning into $20 in store credit. That is correct. Topps is launching a huge program for collectors. If you have any Aaron Judge or Goldschmidt 2020 Topps Chrome cards, it's time to find them. Right, so Topps is partnered with over 300 different local card shops. You can bring these cards in and redeem them for store credit, ranging from base cards to numbered cards. This will allow you, the collector, to keep your journey going, even if you only have a $10 Aaron Judge refractor. Currently, if you were to buy a Judge and Goldschmidt refractor, it'd be around $20 combined. That would instantly turn into $80 store credit with your local hobby shop.
That's cool.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. So yeah, it says a base card of Judge or Goldschmidt, since they won MVPs, is $20 in store credit. A refractor is $40 in store credit. A numbered 100 or greater, right, is $100 in store credit. And a numbered card out of 100 or less is $200 in store credit.
That's cool. And so just Topps, like, or Fanatics or whoever, I guess it's a Fanatics thing, right? Whoever, if you apply for that, if you want to get the $20 in store credit, is Topps like covering that 20 for you? Is that how that works?
No. So what you do then, again, I'm trying to pull it up. I have not finalized it yet, but and I'll read the article, but you send them to ComC. So you send them to check out my cards. That's where you send them.
Meaning you, Ryan, the card shop owner.
If I'm the card shop owner, yes,
yeah,
correct. Yep, you send to ComC. So you sign up for ComC. Willing to verify. I was trying to see it, but yeah, you basically send them to ComC, and then you can cash it out in ComC. So it sounds like Topps is the one that's willing to take on a lot of this cost. I mean, that's a pretty cool thing, right? Like to add an extra incentive in without making anything short printed, without like having it from the start. You're like, hey, this is just an added bonus on this later. That's a pretty cool thing. I think it's something. I say that's not a little amount of money either. Like a judge base card is like $1 in most card shops, if not less. like $20 in store credit. I mean, that gets you. I mean, that gets you something.
It's not nothing for sure. And I think we talk about it all the time. It's like, how many cards do you pull out of a pack that are worth nothing and you can't do anything with them? And like, it's probably hard to move an Aaron Judge base card from Topps Chrome 2022 or whatever. So just if you go on eBay and try to sell it, I would imagine it's decent. It's not the easiest thing to move. So,
and I also think
good.
this is a big,
I like it.
I think this is a, we've talked about this on here before, right? I'm a card store owner. We've had this conversation about, is Fanatics committed to the long-term health of local card shops, right? Fanatics is a lot of B2B, right? So does Fanatics need a card shop? This is a big deal if you're a card store owner. I mean, Fanatics is telling people, hey, if you take this card to your local card shop and trade this in, you can get $20 in store credit at this card shop. Like, that's Fanatics incentivizing people, Topps incentivizing people to go to your local card shop. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. There's been things like this in the past before, right? Like buyback type of thing. But I'm a fan of giving people more access to more store credit is good because you can go back and just spend it in the store. Like, I think it's self-perpetuating. Like, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, we just wanted to talk about that.
That's good.
Another thing, I think it was yesterday. Prizm basketball 10-year anniversary from the first time it was ever released was yesterday.
Love it.
Why do you say that?
They didn't have like a release.
Why do I say that?
Yeah.
Because it's an amazing product. I think what I would do to rip a 2012 Prizm right now, I think is pretty sweet.
There's a couple on sale on Black Friday. You want to take a guess at what a single box was going for? Or priced at least? I'm going to butcher this, so I should double check. I think I remember what it was.
I don't have a guess. Hit me.
Lou, you got a guess?
I'd probably say like so hard. I don't know, like $7,000.
That's a pretty good guess. I want to say it was. I'll double check. $7,500.
Damn it! I was so close.
Yeah, $7,500.
Yeah, that box has come back down because that was a pretty expensive box for a while.
2 inserts, 2 prisms, 2 autographs. 120 cards for $7,500.
And when it came out, it was like what? Probably like 120.
Yeah, if that. I mean, if that. I remember buying Giannis 13-14 Prizm basketball boxes at $90.
It's funny
from my
every
local card
time.
shop.
It
From what I
remains
ended up
funny to
buying.
me.
$90. I mean, that's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy it's crazy to look back on it because that, I mean, like Ty said, it's such a cool product. And look at what it become for the card market. Like, Prizm is the biggest product of the year for most sports. Like, it's a big deal. So it's just crazy that it's been 10 years since the first time it ever came out.
Yeah. What have you been buying? And like, I see you posted some stories recently, like buying some stuff. What have you been trying to grab?
Yeah, I bought some WNBA boxes.
Nice.
I try to buy like things that you don't see every day to have in shop, just kind of that unique one-off thing that's not super expensive and is kind of affordable. So I bought some like 2002 WNBA Dominion, and then like I think it's 2004 Fleer Ultra WNBA boxes. I bought some 2019 WNBA boxes. I bought a case of 2007 Contenders football. So I bought these online on Black Friday. So like 2007 Contenders football has Peterson, Calvin, Marshawn Lynch, Joe Thomas. It's I was in cards. That was my second year in cards. So like at the time, that was a big deal for young Ryan, was like Adrian Peterson, Calvin Lynch, Joe Thomas, Jamarcus Russell, like Dwayne Bowe, Anthony Gonzalez, Troy Smith. Like, that was a big class for me at the time.
Dwayne Bowe was great.
Yeah, over Dwayne Bowe, best fantasy team name. Yeah, so like I bought a case of that. I bought a case of like some old like 2018 or 19 Star Wars stuff. Just that like 2016 Leaf Vault. It's like a Leaf All-American product. I love the All-American stuff with like you get the guys before they're ever in college or they're any good. So just kind of that one-off. unique stuff that you just don't see every single day at every every hobby shop across America.
Mm-hmm. Makes
It's not very
sense.
expensive, and it's just
I'm looking at some 2022 World Cup Prizm white sparkle stuff. That and the elephant print. I want to pick up a couple of singles.
So speaking of World Cup, I think I would be mistaken to not publicly apologize to Tyler because Lou and I gave Tyler. I was definitely egging Lou on in this, but we gave Tyler a lot of smack. We talked so much about some of the expectations that Tyler set on, Hershey Holland or
We
Pennsylvania.
gotta win first, boys. We gotta win first. You know what I'm saying?
I know we gotta win, but the England game in itself, like we should have won that game. Like Pulisic's the real deal. Like there's talent on that US team. I get it. I want to win, but like Hershey Holland, Pennsylvania Pele, whatever we want to call him, like we were led to believe one thing. Then we were told like, hey, it maybe not be that might not really be the case. And I'm not saying
He hasn't scored. I don't know.
Listen, I will say that there's been conflicting after the England game. I've received conflicting chatter about Pulisic.
Meaning,
I think some people watched and were like, he's nice. And some people watched and were like, he's trash.
That's ludicrous.
well, if you're not scoring,
And he was pressing really hard. He was
and he
definitely
was talking
pressing.
a lot of smack.
Hey, Alexa, stop.
Getting the people hyped up. Like he had that shot on goal that hit the crossbar. He had some good corners. Like, I don't know.
He did. He was pressing. He was in his mode. When you watched, you were like, okay, my man was really going for the win. I thought he was showing something. I thought he was playing.
We dominated that second half.
Yeah, the midfield was playing really well, and we had them kind of pinned back. And I thought they were playing like the team under pressure and scared a little bit. And by they, I mean England. But it really, to Lou's point, comes down to today. And there's a strong chance it all crashes and burns.
That would suck.
I mean, it could be really.
If we tie, we're out, right?
It could be Iran, England.
If we tie, we are out, right? We need to win.
I understand. I get the math. Like,
and like,
but honestly, like Tyler, hear me out. If before the World Cup started and we played one game, if I told you could beat Iran and move on, you would take that all day.
Yeah, I think you would. You would.
Obviously.
Doing it is a whole different battle from
Agreed, but like this is where we wanted to be. This is where you wanted it to be. Now you got that opportunity.
I agree. The opportunity is great.
Can I ask you a couple things that relate to cards? Because Reyna was a guy who everyone was so excited about and couldn't get on the field in the first game.
I'm seeing his white sparkle right here.
Came on the field in the second game, wasn't able to get a shot, I don't believe, from what I remember.
Yep.
And then I saw after, like, everyone's been talking about this coach. No one likes this coach now.
Berhalter.
Do we like him or do we not?
Why does everybody not like him?
My take, I was pushing for Reyna too. I just don't know. I think that what they're thinking is he might not be disciplined enough right now. We got to play real team ball, and he's a firecracker. He's a great player. He's got a lot of skills. Everyone likes him because he made that really good run against Mexico. I'm fairly certain it was against Mexico, and then got tackled at the end. And I don't know if you can trust him right now to be on the pitch for the first kind of 70 minutes. And the midfield, I think, is playing incredibly well. Weah is, I think, definitely deserved of starting when you watch him. And then it comes down to you're not going to bench Pulisic. So where do those guys slot in? Who's the out-and-out like guy in the middle? It's tricky. But I don't think you start Reyna today either. That would be my take.
That's devastating for card values. I was really counting on that guy.
Fair.
I have some Bowman MLS.
Yeah, at least you didn't buy like a couple of Ricardo Pepe Obsidian color blasts in England, thinking he was going to do something just for him to not even
didn't even make
the roster.
That hurts.
He's at home watching just like you and I are.
Why isn't he make the roster?
I don't.
Like, who do they put over him?
It's wild to me that there's like.
I feel like we're not a very well constructed team.
Things happen. It's a weird time of the year too. It's a weird time of the year for the World Cup to be.
Yeah, Lou. If this was in June, would have made it. December, not good.
Well, the reason I say that is because guys are like in form in their club team, and then come on. So yeah, it's crazy to me. There's guys playing in the World Cup that are starting games for teams, and they never started a game for the international team ever before, and they start in the World Cup. It's like trotting out a new lineup when you get to the finals of the NBA playoffs.
That's great. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of things that are wrong with our squad, and we're setting ourselves up here for people are going to hear this tomorrow. We're going to either be winners or losers. So it doesn't really matter. But I feel like we're setting ourselves up for like a real disappointment this afternoon.
Potentially.
Yeah.
If we win, we likely have the Netherlands. Let's see if there's any
light work
there.
So then when you play Netherlands or whoever you play,
that's knockout.
next,
so we lose.
It's win or go home, right? Yep.
Yeah, and it would go to extra time, meaning an additional 30 plus spot kicks.
The worst thing in sports.
But right now, if Netherlands draws and Ecuador, we play either Netherlands, Ecuador, or Senegal, and those games are going on as we're recording.
You know what else makes no sense? Why is it that the ref is the only person who knows how much time is left? How is that allowed?
Meaning,
how is it possible that we can't track how long the ball is out of play so they can automatically add on time and there's no confusion about how much time is left in the game? Because at like 50, they do like 9 minutes of stoppage now, and then it's like 99:07 and the clock is still running and they're still playing, and it's like the time is up. What are we doing? That can be automatically tracked much easier.
Like an
but you don't want that, Lou.
You're like an empire. You like umpires and stuff too. Then,
yeah, I do think that there's a place for that. Like I do.
That's a fair position.
I mean, God, the NFL has like 65-year-old dudes like moving the market.
I agree. I think officiating across all sports is a disaster scene. That's my point.
What most people watching the World Cup is like, it's nice. It's a 2-hour match. Done. There isn't a million different commercials, stop, this, that, what have you. Once you get into that whole world, it like even VAR is too much right now. It's like, and that's like the littlest bit. So also you can't just end the game while someone's building a chance, right? So like you can't just kill it at 99 minutes if someone's bringing the ball up the field.
Why not? Time's up.
Because it's not really. It's just not the game.
I get it.
It's not the game. It's like saying, why isn't there a 4-point line in basketball?
Jay makes a great point. What if the clock expires on a fast break? You still lose.
There's no extra time. Like the ball goes out, the clock stops in other sports.
I'm going to make a statement. Time is time. So if you go over the time.
Here we go. We should just move on. Let's just go ahead and just get this out of the way now so we don't go down time is time here on Card Talk.
It is.
I started the intro with it, right? Trying to avoid the conversation about Ohio State, jokingly, but the Jets are 7-4. After a loss to the Patriots, you come back, you bench Zach Wilson after he didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys are feeling good. What's going on in the Jets world over here?
I'll caution everyone to remain calm. Don't go out and buy a bunch of Mike White cards like people did last time. I'll say that. Don't go out and overcommit to this Jets team now, because there's still holes. There's still things to work on, but the division is in our hands. So we control our destiny. We don't have to deal with the Patriots anymore, so I don't care about that. All I can say is we're in control and everything is fine. So I'm going to stay calm.
Big game this weekend.
Not that big. It's actually our least big game, pretty much. Not of all the games, but it's an NFC game, so it doesn't really matter.
Vikings, we need to take it to them.
Yeah, and they're not a great team anyway.
Look, Mike White can hit 5-yard passes, so we've come a long way.
Facts. I don't want to spend too much time on it. We will see how it goes. As long as Mike keeps playing well, it'll be good. If he starts imploding, it'll be a disaster. Then we're looking at Flacco. Then we're looking at going back to Zach. I don't want to even talk about that.
All right, positive vibes only in Jets world.
Facts.
Yeah, I wish we still had
We've been a nightmare for 10 years.
It's been a nightmare for 10 years.
We've been an absolute disaster scene for 10 years, and we're 7-4, and people are like worried about like really irrelevant shit. I just want to enjoy 7-4. I want to enjoy being good and playing meaningful games. Meaningful games in December, Rye.
Yeah, that's what you always said. You're gonna get your wish.
I mean, I'm
That's all
getting
we
it
need.
this Sunday.
Garrett Wilson though is good.
Yeah, look, I mean, your college team stinks, but you can always just come and enjoy the best receiver to ever come out of your school.
No,
He's
an
interesting character.
Yeah, he's still there, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, he's still there. That's the best receiver in America.
Don't let us draft him.
We didn't win. I get it. He had 7 for 120 and touchdown. He's the best receiver in America, and it's him.
It would be a shame if he lasted until pick 32 for the Jets.
He won't. I saw somebody talking the other day that on Twitter, like some NFL guy that was saying that there are talks that Marvin Harrison could be the number 1 pick in the draft.
No chance.
I would agree with you 100%.
If someone drafts him over like Bryce Young, that's on you. I don't know.
They'll be in different drafts. Bryce is eligible this year. Marvin's not eligible till 2024.
Oh, right. I forgot he has a whole other year. So yeah, I guess maybe I take it back then.
So,
it's possible.
Because the next year's class is loaded with QBs with Stroud, Young, Levis.
Yeah.
Other guys. So anyways, let's get into play of the week. But before we get into play of the week, this will be, I think Jay said, what is it? This week? This is the last week where somebody can submit a play to get into play of the year. So you guys have just a few more days if you want to be in play of the week this year. We're going to have a play of the week submission. We'll Jay and Courtney are going to break that down and give us some content to go over here as we wrap up season 3 of Card Talk and finish out this year. So if you want to be in this, you want to have a shot to win play of the year, make sure you reach out to Card Talk on IG, Twitter, join the Facebook group, but make sure you reach out and get your play submitted. So got 6 plays this week. We will start off. Looks like we got Donald Schaefer. He says, my first play of the week submission. Back in October of 2021, I was looking for some opportunities on eBay. Then I came across this Topps Chrome Geno Smith rookie on-card auto. It was also jersey numbered. This was around the time that Russell Wilson was hurt. Geno took over. His record was 1-3 with 2 games lost by a field goal. His stats were good. He had 68% completion rate, 5 TDs, 1 interception. I live in West Virginia, which is where Geno went to school. If I didn't sell it online, maybe I could sell it locally. Fast forward, Geno is balling. 73% completion, 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I listed for $150 on eBay where I accepted an offer of $100. It's not crazy money, but it did confirm things you guys talk about on the show. Do your own research, know the market, and collect what you like. I do believe the card found its rightful collector. He just happens to live near Seattle, Washington. Love the podcast. Cheers. Hashtag I love that.
What is the?
Like the Ohio State University?
He's from West Virginia.
No. Maybe it's something else.
Shout out to a Facebook group sub. Shout out Donald.
For sure.
Shout out Geno Smith. Shout out Jason Koppel, who put out a post earlier in the season stating that Geno Smith was going to have some value. And people were very upset with him. And he was right. I was also upset with him.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
I laughed.
But listen, it's happening right here in front of our face.
Yeah. Geno Smith, I mean, the Seahawks robbed the Broncos blind on that trade. The Broncos are, 5-10 years away from recovering from that trade?
No.
I mean, they gave him all that money. He's owed like hundreds of
no
millions.
one's 10 years away
and they
from
have no
anything in the
draft
NFL.
picks.
They're 3 years away from
Who's
cutting
the
him
head
and fixing
coach?
the whole thing. The Broncos head coach, Nathaniel Hackett, he's like the worst guy
They
ever.
gave him 4
Yeah,
more
I mean,
years,
that-
$200 million guaranteed. Oh my
that guy
gosh.
won't be back next year. Bring in the new coaching staff. Sit down with Russell. Engineer the offense.
I think that's what they did this time. That's the problem.
Hey, Pete
They
Carroll,
can't
how do
be.
you feel about Denver? Yeah, they're bad, man. $200 million guaranteed.
It's tough.
Yeah, tough. All right, but yeah, heck of a play. Shout out to him. Jersey number, love that play. Grabbing this early. That's a heck of a play right there.
It's a smart play. You see guys performing well in the middle of the NFL season. There's always every year there's guys like this. It was Heineke last year, Geno Smith this year. Like these guys are out there no matter what's going on in the market.
Heineke's, putting a little season together.
Yeah, he's 5-1.
Yeah, I think his stats are a lot worse than I just meant like Geno's lighting it up. He's playing really well. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Heineke's winning games.
Facts. So did Zach Wilson.
You're not wrong.
That is the truest statement ever. All right, next play, Jay. This is from the Cream City Collector. It says play of the week. Hey y'all, I'm a younger collector named Drew. I know this isn't the craziest amount of money ever made flipping, but this one is pretty good for me.
Right.
Recently got into the pre-war baseball market and have been slowly learning about the rare backs and big-time players in the set. I was scrolling on eBay and I found a T206 card of Frank Delahanty, a no-name common in the set. I was examining one of the creases and it just so happens to flip to the second picture of the listing and noticed the back wasn't one of the common ones I had recognized from the other cards I was looking at. This time it had a Tolstoy back. I looked up comps at SGC and had one of these Tolstoy backs that had sold for $550 and a 1.5. I watched the auction all the way down to the end and sniped it for $76. Immediately after receiving the card, I shipped it out to SGC, and within 10 days, I had it back in a 1.5. I listed it on eBay and sold it for $450 in about 2 days. After fees, I made $325.
Shout out Drew. Shout out Milwaukee. Rare old school baseball.
I
love this, but
this
this play fires me up.
I would love to know how young Drew is, because the idea of like a 12-year-old kid doing 1911 baseball makes me laugh. Yeah, it's good research.
That card's 100 years older than he is.
Literally.
Nice work using SGC for the quick turn.
Mm-hmm.
Identified the super rare, like the internet, man. The internet.
Exactly. That would be the point I would make. Anybody can do it.
Correct.
Very cool play. All right, next play, Jay. Okay, this is from the Card Walrus. Hi, Card Talk team. I'd like to make my first submission for play of the week.
Nice.
This play involves getting a 4x return in 2 weeks on a card I actually purchased from Card Collection 2 on Whatnot.
This is crazy.
It's been more difficult to flip cards for profit in recent months, but I have found some success buying singles on Whatnot and selling them on eBay. Due to the nature of the fast-paced auctions, you can sometimes get cards well under comps. Sometimes buyers can't comp fast enough, sellers don't describe the card well fast enough, people simply aren't paying attention, there aren't many people in the room, or the seller auctions a more valuable card after a string of cheap ones. These are all facts. On a November 11th CC2 stream, a 2011 Aqua Justin Fields Prizm at a 299 showed up during a sudden death auction. Most of the other cards were in the 5 to 15 range, but I knew this was a bigger card. Quickly comped, saw there were sales in the $50 to $70 range, and hammered the bid at the end, got the card for $35, which is about $38.29 after fees. Received the card in about 2 to 3 days.
Wow, that's fast shipping. That's beautiful stuff, let me tell you.
And was happy the condition looked flawless. Thought about grading, but decided to immediately auction on Raw because Raw on eBay because field stuff was hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, the auction ended with the field selling at $148.61, netting me $131.51 and a total profit of $93.22 in just 2 weeks. Pretty solid for a very little work in just over 2 weeks. Love the show and happy Thanksgiving, the Card Walrus.
It's a good job. Flipping it raw is smart too, because he could have gotten caught. Now that Fields is hurt, might not play the rest of the year.
Really?
Could have found himself. It's possible. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Hi, Chuck.
You're muted, Ty.
Just like, go with the shutdown. Work his.
They're finished.
And unless he gets better at passing, it's all irrelevant.
Yeah, you can't keep taking hits like that.
Yeah, you can't be a healthy quarterback.
Yeah, just shut him down. They stink. They're terrible.
They're the worst team I've seen this year. I've watched a decent amount of bad football this year, including the Jets. The Bears are the worst team in the league.
I have a hard time believing it's not the Houston Texans, but
I haven't seen the Texans play.
Our boy Kyle Allen got a nice start for the Texans.
He did.
Good play. Love it.
Smart. I really think the biggest part of this here is like a lot of times people will say even go with SGC because it's faster and like grading's always great. We're a fan of grading here, but having the presence of mind to be like, all right, I'm just going to get it up real quick and get it out because it's hot is very smart by Dan.
Yeah, heck of a play. All right, what's next, Jay? Oh, wow.
This guy.
This is from Andrew Ladner. He says, got into the soccer card market a few months back. I decided to start with my favorite player, an iconic set and a low numbered card.
Nice.
Harry Kane, England's captain and soon to be all-time scoring leader. I paid $400 on Facebook. Over the last few months, the soccer card market, especially the 2017 Chrome set, exploded, so I figured the time was right. I decided to move my main PC piece for $32.50 at a show. Sucks to sell a PC card, but when the market hits a certain point, it only makes sense. So for those that are not watching, this is a 2017 Topps Chrome UEFA Champions League red refractor PSA 9 of Harry Kane. So
it's a sweet card. It's a sweet card, and it's a sweet sale.
$32.50, man. I didn't know it was like that. That's wild.
For a red, I get it, right? Because isn't red out of 5?
A non-autoed card. This is at a 10. Soccer's at a 10 for the Topps Chrome products. Topps Chrome cards, I believe. I'm almost positive this is at a 10.
Damn.
I'm not saying it's bad, but like $3,200 for a Harry Kane non-autograph card seems like a lot of money.
At a show.
For someone that's not in the card. Again, talks about the set. He talked about that. 17 Chrome. Is that Mbappe?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just on eBay looking at some recent other sales.
I do love me a good red. Here you go.
Yeah, it's tough to move on a. That's a nice one, right? It's tough to move on a.
What do you have there? I didn't see it, sorry. Nice.
Stroud, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
A red auto.
Mm-hmm. It's tough to move a PC card like that. If I was Andrew, I'd probably take again, whatever, do whatever you want, but I would probably take that 30-50 and get into like a PSA 10 Kane from 2017, like a good color.
Buy a lesser Kane card.
Yeah, like a blue one or something.
And still have a lot of money put back. Yeah, like a little Tottenham color match.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah, I like it. Very cool. All right, next play, Jay. Oh, wow. Here we go.
Come on, man.
This is from Justin T. Brain. It says, Justin said, held my Mike White gold Prizm for a year since he balled last year.
Good for you.
Bought it raw for $400. Spent $250 on express grading. Sold it for $1,300 on IG last night after his 3-touchdown game. It's a PSA 10 Mike White 2018 Prizm Gold. Got $1,800. That is silly.
This gives me anxiety when I look at it because if I remember last year, I think we said get rid of those Mike White cards as soon as you can because he won't be playing again. And I just said just now, be careful with Mike White. And now here we are.
It's a great play. Gold Prizm. Classic set.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe Mike White will be a future starting quarterback in the NFL, this is a cool card. Like, this is a card you take a chance on. If you think that's what Mike White's future looks like.
There's also a million factors. The person that bought it maybe went to high school with Mike White. Maybe they collect Gold Prizm. Maybe they have a cajillion dollars, and
yeah, we talk about that all the time.
To spend it, like there's a ton of factors here.
100%. Yep, 1,000%. Like I bought this, and people will laugh. Like freaking Pete Warner 101 auto. Like,
yeah, whatever you paid for it.
Yeah,
overpaid. Like
you weren't gonna buy it at that price I paid, for sure.
Correct.
For sure.
So there's always a lot of factors, but I will say Gold Prizm, this set, rookie card, in a Cowboys jersey, whether he's playing for him now or not, like just has a little extra cachet, a little extra juice. But man, he looked good no matter who he was playing against.
I'm looking at the auctions right now.
Good.
I haven't looked at the auctions yet. Ever since he played, I just haven't. Some of these prices are just mind-boggling to me. Optic Auto, $150.
I mean, the
Blue Scope Prizm, $65. Crazy, man. Harry Kane and Mike White are not the same.
I don't disagree, but it's a big card.
Yeah, listen, and Justin, great job holding on to it for a year. I would have sold that so long ago and just taken my L and moved on. Credit to you for that.
$250 to grade it.
That's just bonkers. Respect. Nothing I can do but respect it because it worked out.
Yeah, what a play. All right, what's next, Shay? Queen City Breaks. Hey, guys, I have a pretty massive play of the week. As with many plays, this involved an incredible stroke of luck. Went to the hobby shop and grabbed a box of 2022 Bowman Chrome on the eve of the release. Got home and ripped it, only to pull a gold refractor of Jackson Chourio. As the most sought-after prospect in the product, it was difficult to decide whether to grade or sell it. Threw it on eBay for an extremely high price, got a bunch of lowball offers, but finally got an offer for $10,000. After accepting the largest sale I accepted the offer, making this the largest sale I've ever made and making a profit of roughly $9,000 after fees. That's insanity.
Bananas.
Is this kid good, Lou?
Yeah, he's like the number 5 prospect in baseball. He's a very, 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 very highly sought after prospect.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who's the number 1 prospect in baseball right now? Since Wander got called up, who would it
probably be? That guy from the Orioles, Gunnar Henderson, I think his name is. Yeah.
Jay said Alvarez.
Who's Alvarez?
Francisco Alvarez for the Mets?
No, Jay. I'm looking at Fangraphs right now. Jay, stop it. He's not even a top 10 prospect. Stop.
Jay, you're muted.
You're muted, and you're like, that's how bad the take is. You muted yourself.
I would challenge you to look that up. He's absolutely a top 10 prospect.
Okay, here
he's the number 1 prospect in baseball before he was called up at the end of last year.
Fangraphs Top 100, which is the best list in my opinion, has him at number 12.
I mean, I disagree.
That's fine. You told me to look it up, and I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was number 1 last year. He was number 1 ranked prospect last year. So now he's shifted down to number 12 because he had like one bad week at the end of the year. That's crazy.
I agree with you. The prospect rankings go kind of nuts, but it is what it is. MLB has him at number 1 still, Jay. So I'll give you that.
Lou,
shout out MLB.
Where does that Fangraphs have this kid?
Number 5.
That's pretty.
He's very good. It's a great pull.
Wow. 10 grand. I mean, that's insane.
This is like the dream scenario. You open a box on opening night and you get a gold out of 50 of the best guy in the product.
I need to open up my World Cup box. I
was wondering when you open.
How did you open those?
Nope. I got them sitting, both of them
right here. Well, just resell them now, brother, because they're up quite a bit from when I sold them.
Are they?
Yeah, they're like 5 something.
What happened?
I think 550. I mean, they went up. It
only happens. It's the World Cup.
It happens once every 4 years.
Fair. I mean, all right. I'm saving one of them, but I'm going to rip one of them.
You got to rip one.
It feels like I'm going to rip one. I'm going to rip one today.
What about Instagram Live rip at the bar?
That I just need to have my materials set up right.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. You don't want to take a chance like that. That just
because when I pull what am I going to pull?
Pull this
the gold Jude Bellingham.
I can't believe you didn't say it American just now.
Yeah, I know. It's like saying, what did you say earlier with Patriot was his favorite player? Oh, yeah, Stephon Diggs. He's like, yeah, Stephon Diggs. Like,
yeah, Ty's not a loyalty guy. We've long known
What do you mean? The best American prospect that you can pull.
Yeah, he said, yeah, I just want to pull Jude Bellingham.
That would be the best card. I mean,
oh, my gosh.
I feel like I need to buy a Turner.
Yeah, the Turner White Sparkle, I think.
I did see a stat that talked about like Matt Turner's the 4th goalie from like New Jersey to start for the U.S. in the World Cup, and I'm like, I know one of them.
Yep.
Tyler's neighbor.
Tony Miola.
We got some beasts.
We do. Howard.
All right.
That was like, yeah.
Let's finish up on play of the week. I think Jay is the last one. We got one more.
New Jersey.
And the Medford Messi as well.
Man, this is a really good week.
Roots run deep.
Yeah, this is a good week. I like the
It was a really strong week. Why? Because Ryan got crushed?
No, because it's the most work and it's like smart. It's that or the baseball, I think, for me.
Yep. Those are my 2 picks. So Ty, I'll let you pick. I'm okay with either one of those 2.
Really?
I would say it's the Fields or the younger collector with the pre-war. I would take either of those. I both
pick either. But
well, those would be one of my 2.
All right, so it's Fields or it's baseball.
I mean, they're all great. Yeah, they're all great.
It's the baseball play.
All right, pre-war baseball.
Yeah.
Pre-war baseball
is a great word.
You like all those gross ass words. You said moist last week too. It was so gross.
Moist isn't as nice. Cream is nice.
I don't understand like the thing behind like hating the word moist. I know a lot of people that hate the word moist. It just sounds.
I could like feel it in my chest when people say the word moist. Like it hurts me.
What?
I like a good moist coffee cake.
Ugh, stop.
Like nice and
Did
moist.
you see this face? What is wrong with this?
Y'all are crazy.
That word bother? Oh, what?
Ugh.
I've never ever. That's wild. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. I just kind of like if you know when you feel like you're about to throw up. That's what I feel when people say that word. Don't say it again.
That's insane.
We should talk about how the principal of Ferrari left.
Yeah. I have a mail day video. I recorded it yesterday. Literally, I recorded it yesterday or on Sunday, right? I didn't get my mind off. Oh, I say getting smacked. Check out what was in my mail day. Separate purchases, too.
Oh, pain.
Wow.
That was it was funny because this is the first time I've seen.
What are they for those that are listening? What are they?
So it's first year Dynasty, jumbo patch auto at a 10 and triple red patch auto at a 5.
Those are great patches too. That hurts.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
This was the first time I've seen like a college football like leave the coach on the tarmac situation. Like they were just like we were such a disaster this year. Someone's got to go, and they just picked him.
Did he get canned?
Canned.
I did get this. This is kind of cool.
That's a cool one.
That's nice. Horner 101.
Yeah,
well, sorry, Ty. He quit officially, but
yeah,
let's call it what it is.
Yeah, the mutual departure.
Yeah.
Real quick, it's actually a pretty solid release week. Pretty solid release week for latest launch. You have Flawless Football Collegiate, which comes out one of the bigger, probably the biggest college football product of the year. As an Ohio State fan with multiple Buckeyes in this year's class, that's always something I look forward to, especially because they got rid of Prizm draft picks and Contenders draft picks this year. So that sucks. You've got Absolute Football, Kabooms, Explosives, Rookie Premier.
What's the Kaboom checklist this year?
Haven't looked, but we did talk about it last year, so we got to do it this year.
Yeah,
while Lou's looking that up, you've got Stadium Club Baseball from Topps, which has some of the best photography in all of cards. Comes out this week. You have WNBA Revolution that comes out this week. And then there's one other release. There's Leaf Exotic comes out this week. And
no checklist. Come on, guys.
AEW Wrestling. No checklist yet?
No checklist as far as I could see. Jay or Courtney, can you guys make a note that we talk about it next week? Because I love Kabooms, obviously. So I would love to talk about that a little bit.
I'm actually double checking. I just want to. Where did you look?
Beckett and Cardboard Connection.
Well, those are the 2 places I would look. So
yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Either way, really good release week with Flawless Collegiate, Absolute, Bowman Chrome Light, Stadium Club, WNBA Revolution. There's just there's quite a bit of stuff coming out this week, so should make for a pretty good release week.
Yep. I just want to say also, I feel like one of my wishes for 2023 in the hobby, it would be great if the card companies could like centralize that information, because it's still very hard to find information about like releases and stuff and sets and all that stuff. I should be able to just go on PaniniAmerica.com and find out what the checklist is for any set. Just saying.
Maybe 137 should also get in that game. Have a little release calendar.
Yeah, because those are evergreen as hell.
Yeah. Might be coming for you, blowout. Might be trying to take you down.
Anything
All
else?
right. Nope.
Official predictions for the USA game today.
I was hoping you'd say official predictions for USC Utah, but I'll give that one too.
I hope Utah wins, but they're not going to win.
Yeah, watch out for K-State in the TCU game too. Just saying.
Sneaky.
I don't think we'll get in over TCU.
I mean, if TCU loses, you would get in.
I don't think so. I think
if either one of those teams loses, they're going to put you guys in because they want Michigan Ohio State again. By the way, that was the end of the Michigan Ohio State rivalry because now once they switch to the big standings, they can play each other.
A year.
Yeah, that's trash.
Say that one more time.
Once they switch with no conference, they won't have divisions in the conferences.
Yeah, when does that start?
Next year.
I thought it was 2024, but
I think it's next year.
It might be next year, but so basically, Ohio State and Michigan would be playing this weekend in Indianapolis instead of a 3 or 4 loss Purdue team. So they would be playing again.
Rivalry's dead.
If let's say Ohio State event, because according to Vegas, Ohio State is a 2-point favorite on a neutral site against Michigan right now.
What did you just say?
According to Vegas, if Michigan and Ohio State were to play tomorrow, Ohio State is a 2-point favorite on a neutral site.
Where did you get that from? OhioStateFootballFans.com?
No, look it up.
They just lost by 100 on their home field.
Look it up. I don't make the rules, Lou.
I know you don't. I would slam Michigan in that scenario. That's insane.
Either way, that would be better college football than Michigan-Purdue. Michigan doesn't even need to play that game. I would literally, if I was Michigan, I would literally not play a single starter.
Quorum's not going to play, right?
I mean, I would play anybody.
They probably won't because it doesn't matter if they win or lose. But they want to win the Big Ten. So
yeah, I guess that's true. You want to win the Big Ten. So
they care about their conference.
Here we go.
Guys, just a quick update. I was looking up for some absolute information. There's no, I don't see a Kaboom checklist, but they reintroduced something called absolute glass in this year's product, where it's glass etchings of rookies and veterans.
It's a basketball insert.
What is it?
They're basketball inserts, Jay. They've been in basketball as redemptions. So they're like case hits where you can get them and they come sealed. Like they'll come sealed from Panini, but they're basically see-through. It looks like almost like
printing plates
where it's like
translucent printing
but like
plates.
100% see-through. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one per case.
Very different, but they've had them in
I'm sorry. There's one per case, just like the Kaboom. So that's a case hit.
Cool. Next week, though, we should talk about it because I'll forget, but it'll be out by then, obviously. So,
all right, Ty, prediction.
My prediction is 3-1 USA. It's a party.
I mean, we talked about that before we start. Actually, fine. I'll go 2-1 US. I'm going to tweet out the parlay, too, just so people won't get it if this comes out. USA to win. Weston McKinney goal scorer. Over 2.5 goals. That's the parlay. 2-1 US. Fine.
I'm going to go 2-0 US. One in the first half.
It's going to be so devastating.
And then one in the second. One late in the second. 2-0 US.
All right.
Enjoy.
Big game.
Enjoy.
Big game.
Get it done. Love you.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.